This morning I was listening to a podcast called Authority Hacker, and he was interviewing the guy on Authority Hacker. I can't think of his name, Gail. I don't know. I'm bad with names. I'll put a link. But regardless, he was talking to Noah Kagan, and they were giving out tips, and it was the end of the podcast. And Noah had given a tip that the podcast host said, wow, that's really good. I'm going to try that. And Noah went off on him. Okay, I'm going to exaggerate and put in my own flair here, but this is a true story. All right, so I'm just being honest here. So he basically went off on him and he said, no, dude, you don't try. You don't try anything. Either you're going to do something or you're not. I'm so sick of people saying try. And he told him a story about his business partner. His business partner apparently had a problem with try, right? We're all familiar with try. This is Renee's insert here. We're all familiar with try, right? I mean, you hear something, you're like, dude, I am going to try that. You hear something like, oh my gosh, I'm going to drink water in the mornings before coffee. And you're like, ooh, I should do that. I should try that. That's something simple. But I'm going to tell you, I've never actually done it because having water first thing in the morning just kind of grosses me out. I want to go straight to that caffeine, baby. But here's the deal. He said that his business partner really wanted to achieve some goals last year, which would have been 2016. All right. And so here's how he did it. And we've heard this before. This is probably not a new story, but there was something about it that really just struck me today. And that's the thing. When you're trying to consume content, you're trying to better yourself, whether that's with your diet, whatever it is, whether it's about quitting sugar or trying to grow your blog, whatever it is, you might hear it 50 million times, and then you hear it one time and you're like, holy crap, I get it now, you know? And that's okay. So give yourself a break about that. But here's the deal. He said the first thing his business partner did was stop saying he's going to try. Either he was being honest with himself. Either I'm going to do this thing or I'm not. The end. All right? So then when he decided that he was going to do something, you couldn't just leave it at that. You have to give it a time frame, right? We're familiar with that. Set a goal, give it a time frame of I'm going to achieve this goal in 10 days. I'm going to achieve this goal in a week. I'm going to achieve this goal in a year. Whatever it is, there's a time frame. But this guy wanted to achieve a lot of goals, so he set shorter time frames with smaller goals. And then he said, here's my punishment. Because he knew if there wasn't a punishment associated, then it was just another BS conversation. So his punishment was, if I don't achieve this goal within this time frame, it is going to cost me $1,000. That's a lot of money, all right? That's a lot of money. I don't care how much money you have. If you're throwing down $1,000, it's serious. Now, the question is, what was he going to do with that $1,000? That $1,000 was going to be donated to a charity that he did not like. Think about that. Think about a charity that you despise. Now, you might think, well, how would I despise a charity? Okay, let's think nonprofit organizations. I'm just going to throw one out there. The KKK. All right? If you despise the KKK, I do, and you had to donate $1,000 in your name if you didn't achieve that goal, then that'd be pretty freaking painful, right? So you're going to think to yourself, well, this guy was clearly an amazing goal achiever, because why would he ever say that he's going to donate $1,000 to an organization that he hates? Well, he wasn't an amazing goal achiever. He just wanted to do more goals. Well, here's the kicker of this story. This guy ended up donating $10,000 to a charity. He didn't say what charity because he said it would be too offensive to be on the podcast, which gives me a clue. But, you know, regardless, he said that he ended up donating $10,000 of his own money because he didn't achieve, 10 of his goals. But he did achieve a ton of goals because when he committed to that, and that's the thing. It's one thing to say, I'm going to try that. It's another thing to say, I'm going to do that. It's another thing to say, I'm going to do that within these number of days. And then it's another thing to say, I'm going to, if I don't do that, I'm going to give $1,000 to a charity that I hate. So funny, right? Because you think, yeah, getting through all of that would motivate you. But when you have committed, you have committed with $1,000 10 times that if you don't achieve your goal, you're going to spend that money, that is huge. That is at a commitment level that a lot of us just don't have in us. I thought it was so incredibly, insanely inspiring. And I just wanted to share this story. It's not my story, but wow. So let me ask you, I would love to hear from you guys. How committed are you to something like this? I have one single goal for 2017. I have lots of miniature goals, little things here and there that I'm working on, projects, but I have one goal that is my primary goal. It is what I think about when I wake up in the morning. It is what I think about when I go to sleep at night, and that is to achieve and create 1,000 pieces of content. This is one of them, right? But so far, I have created, hold on, 83 of 1,000. I'm supposed to create 83 a month, and today is February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. And I've only done 50% of my goals so far. That's bad. But I will tell you this, I gave myself grace because I realized and I understood that in January I would be trying to figure out the process. And I knew that once I started down this trail, that it would lead to things that I didn't even know yet. Because when you're pushing yourself to do something that matters, because it's not just like, oh, hey, I sent out a tweet. That doesn't count. This is content that I feel good about. This is the content plan that I've been trying to figure out and work out for myself. And I'm there. I've gotten it. I kind of have a really good plan for where I'm going. And I know that now I will start catching up. And so I'm committed to it. I am not at a place where I'm ready to give $1,000, but I just thought it was fascinating. And I think we all have to find our own commitment level. What is it that we are really, truly, truly willing to achieve? It's fun to say, yeah, I want to do that. I want to make $1 million. I want to do 1,000 pieces of content. I want to do you fill in the blank. But do you really? And it's okay to be honest with yourself. It's okay to not have big goals right now. Maybe you're just trying to live day to day. Maybe you're just trying to get that blog going, and that's okay. Maybe you're just trying to get that business idea off the ground. That's okay. Don't think that just because everyone around you and the leaders that you follow and pay attention to, the people that are in your ears every single day, they have big goals. Your goals don't have to be as big as theirs. Your goals can just be small goals for now that build on top of each other, and that's okay. But I do advise that you have them. Okay, that's all I've got. Thanks for listening to this rant, and blog on iteachblogging.com/Chrome. Go there.